Hello there. In this video we're going to be looking at different time frames, and this is probably one of the most important topics that you can watch. So it's very important because a lot of people get confused on what time frames to use, and one time frame you're bullish, the other time frame you're bearish, and it's very confusing. And it's something that takes a little while for you to get the hang of it, but I want to try to simplify this as much as I can so you don't have to go through what I went through in order to basically wrap my head around this concept. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the concept. So first things first, I would recommend for you to work with at least 2 time frames, but obviously ideally it would be 3 time frames. Okay, so the time frames used in your setup should be related and dependent on what style of trader you are. If you're more comfortable with holding long-term positions, you should be trading on bigger time frames. However, if you are comfortable with going in and out of the market, you should be looking into scalping positions and lower time frames. Okay, so I put here basically 3 types of traders, and I can't say, and that's something, again, let me make it clear. I wanted somebody to basically tell me exactly what time frames I needed to work with, and I just wanted to follow that time frame and that advice and just continue with that. Although I do have my personal style, and maybe I'll cover that in another video, I want to share with you so you can go onto the charts and see what fits your personality the best. Okay, so 3 types that I would recommend for you to look into. The type number 1, which is a higher time frame for people that don't have much time, or they're anxious and they would want to have more time to analyze the charts, to look at the candles, to not make a very fast decisions and just hop into the chart, because that just messes their psychology. Okay, this is a bigger time frame, so you would be looking at the higher time frame, which is the H4, the middle or medium time frame, and the lower time frame. Okay, so the medium time frame is H1, 1 hour. Lower time frame, where you would be placing your trades would be on the 15 minutes chart. Okay, the type 2 is more of a person that wants to go into the market and exit positions on the same day. Okay, so this is more like an intraday trader. You look at the 1 hour, the M15, 15 minutes, and the entries would be in 5 minutes, on the 5 minutes. Okay, and then the type 3 type of trader is more of a scalper, in and out, very quick movements on the market. So the higher time frame would be the M15, 15 minutes, and the medium time frame is 5 minutes, and the lower time frame is the M1, which is the 1 minute. Okay, now this does not, it's not set in stone, which you know, you can just look at these 3 time frames. That's not the case here, because I actually like to take a look at the overall market. So I start my daily analysis on the weekly, then I go down to the daily, and I have a whole routine that I look at the H1, the M15, which is the 15 minutes, and then my entries are normally in the M1 or sometimes M5, okay, in the 5 minutes. Before you continue watching this video, I want to quickly let you know that now you have the opportunity to join our Discord community, where you can have access to our exclusive content to help you learn how to day trade profitably. Besides that, you will also find other ways to have multiple streams of income and become part of a community of people that, just like you, want to achieve success. Just click the link in the description of this video or visit levelxtrade.com to have instant access. Now back to your video. But this basically gives you a system for you to put it together. Okay, and I have this chart right here just to show you what's like to putting all these time frames together. Okay, so if you've studied the market structure, you know that we considered a break of structure when there's a candle that breaks and closes with the body above this swing. So let's say on the high time frame, the H4, 4 hours, the market is bullish, right? And it's now there is a retracement, but the overall look is that we are going to continue to go higher. So on the 15 minutes, as you can imagine, we're probably going down this way to a point of interest, or you know, a PDRA, like a fair value gap, an order block, a breaker block, and so forth. But we wait until it comes at least below the 50%. Sometimes the market does not give you 50%, and it just continues to go higher if we're very, very bullish and trendy for the day. But let's say on a perfect world, the higher time frame, or the H4 or H1, we're bullish. There's a retracement here. We're still gonna wait for the M15 or your mid time frame to give you that bullish signal, which means we're bearish coming this way. But now, because it got to a point of interest, it broke structure, now we're turning bullish in the M15, and then you go down to the 5 minutes and you wait for the same thing. You can see that time is fractal, or price is fractal. And so basically what you're going to look in the 4 hour, you're going to go down to the medium time frame, which is the M15, look for the same thing, and then down to the lower time frame and look for the same thing for your entry. All right, so let me go ahead and show you actually on TradingView how I have mine. And let me just click here real quick. So at the very top, these are the time frames that I like to put on favorites. So if you click here, you can select these different time frames. I have them 2 minutes and 3 minutes on favorites, just so I can click here if I needed to. I hardly go to 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Sometimes I am, if I have time, I go there. But that's how I like to start, or have these time frames available for me. So you want to go to, let's say, daily, and on the daily, if you're just looking at scalping, okay, you're not going to be marking many things. What I like to mark are basically just the highs and lows of the previous day where there's points of liquidity. Okay, so this video is not to cover top-down analysis, but it's just to talk about the different time frames. So I start on the daily. I just take a quick look. Obviously, as you can see here, we're going high, and then there's a pullback, right? So potentially we can continue higher. We will see, but that's so if I'm just thinking about placing a trade on the 1 minute, you know, it's probably not going to even show on the daily, right? So I jump right to 1 hour. That's me, and I look at what we're looking at, right? So like how are we looking? So we've made this huge drop, and we broke structure right here, and then we broke it again. So from here, from this point all the way to the top right there, okay, and then right here you can see that it dropped to the 50% of the fib, and now it went up again. Okay, so I can mark from here to here just to kind of give me an idea, because sometimes the market is not going to allow it to, it's going to come here. It's going to take a little while for it to come here. Again, we're in the 1 hour, so let's say I just hit the 50% right here. Let me show you real quick. I came to the 50%, and look at what happened. A change in state of delivery. Let's switch here, just mark my chart. Okay, so down to the 15 minutes, you can see that once it broke this high, it also broke on the 15 minutes. Let me go play. What time is okay, this is not a time that I would be trading, but let me place it right there. Okay, so on the 15 minutes, we are going high. Okay, so we've got this low, high, low, and then it broke. All right, so this is an area where we wouldn't be trading, which is the Asian. And then here for London, you can see that price came all the way down here. Okay, now this is a point of interest right in this area. Okay, so in this area, I have my order block marked in the 15 minutes, and I'm bullish. I know that I'm looking for buying, okay, So let me go down to 1 minute and see if I had a valid entry. Boom. What do we have here? Okay, it hit the point of interest, gave me a bullish candle, and right here, change in state of delivery. Okay, you can use different types of entries that we covered in a different video. But as you can see, let me change it to change state of delivery right there. So we broke the high, right? We have the fair value gaps. There's one right here. And let me just mark it so you can see bullish. And you can even mark your fib if you would like for additional confluence. And that's your OTE. And you can enter at the 62 or even on the fair value gap. So you would basically cover this low. And you can go for that high right there. All right, so 1, 2, 6, or right before it breaks, it continues to go higher, but at least you're going with a higher time frame bias, which means that the higher time frame, which is the 1 hour, is bullish. Then we're down to the 15 minutes. We broke up again, right? So we're not making lower lows, we're making higher highs, and now we're going to the 1 minute on a point of interest, in this case in order block. So if I go to 1 hour, you'll see that this is an order block right here, these two candles on the 1 hour. Okay, and then when price comes in here, I look for my entry and I can place the trade writing all the way to the top. So go ahead and try. What I would recommend for you to do is to really look for different types. So I would go to the 1 hour and mark my swing highs and lows, the breakup structures, the point of interest, like the order block and such. Then switch to the 15 minutes, and then switch to the 1 minute and 5 minutes. And then obviously something that you have to practice with a live market to be able to determine which one fits you better. So some people like to trade with the 1 minute, or some people like to enter on the 1 minute. That's dependent to your personality and your availability. So if you have a lot of time to spend on the charts, great. If you're placing orders on your phone, maybe just a higher time frame would be better, because then you don't have to be extremely precise. And on a lower time frame, price moves fairly quick, so you have to be able to have everything ready to go and click the button. Okay, so leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.